Hi friends, and welcome back to our channel. So today me with my very full coffee. It's in a Sirius Black mug, which is a Harry Potter reference. Also my favorite character. Anyway, today's video is actually going to be my September budget. In all truthfulness, it is September 30th, it's September 28th, which means there are today, tomorrow, and Monday left in this budget. However, I have no intention of spending any money in the next 3 days. That's a lie. I do have to go to Target today. This is my finished budget from September. As you guys know, if you watched the budget at the beginning of the month, I was like very terrified about this budget. And turns out it's actually the October budget that I needed to be terrified about. But we actually got through this month pretty good. Enough so that I'm going to have some money that I am able to roll over into October, which is helpful because October we will be very short unless we are able to bring in some extra money. So that is what both Ben and I are working on right now. And yeah, why don't we just jump into this budget? I'm going to drink some of my coffee and then we'll be on our way. Oh my god, I love coffee so much. So as you can see here, our total income this month was $6,828.32. So I need to figure out how to change this area. But basically, when it says negative, that's actually that we brought in $500, $565 that we weren't anticipating, that I didn't budget for, which was great because we needed that extra money. So as you can see, our rent is $2,200. It's 35% of our budget. And then all of the rest of this stuff you guys see if you watch any of my budget videos, so I'm not going to go through like one by one, but they were all exactly on. There was only this one that was 22 cents less and this one that was 1 cent less. And then my car insurance was a few dollars less than I thought. So with all of those, that equals $2,912.18 that we spent on fixed expenses. Then moving on to our debt, definitely the hardest area to look at because we are this month paying $1,900 a month in debt, but moving forward it will be more. So with that, all of these are normal payments. Unfortunately, we did get hit with an interest charge on our couch, which sucked. I was under the impression that the couch had through November to pay off, so we weren't paying any extra so that we didn't have to pay interest. However, that wasn't the case. So with that, we were hit with some interest, which sucks. We should have this paid off by November. That payment's always the same. This one was higher than anticipating. I also have it over here where you can't see that it will be 110 moving forward, so I have updated that in my October budget. My next card is the Citi credit card. That was a $0 payment. That will be $70 moving forward. This Bank of America credit card was $158 on this Citi card, so it was a little bit less than we were anticipating. This credit card is about the same. Unfortunately, this credit card is now no longer at 0% interest, so I will be looking into that. Car loan the same. Discover student loan a few dollars less than we were anticipating. Mohela loan $0. That one is in deferment until November. So and then that payment will be a little over $100 a month. This AES student loan is about $128.97. Great Lake student loan and Mohela, all normal payments. So we did pay $31.41 more than we were anticipating, putting us at $1,906 that we paid in debt this month. That is 29.9% of our budget. So 30% of our budget goes to our debt and 35% of our budget goes to where we live. So something to consider when we decide to move is making sure that we find a place that is within our budget, which for us probably means moving out of the Chicago area. That won't be for almost a year though. We just started living here in the beginning of August, and we absolutely love it. I would stay here forever. The only thing that I don't love about it is, one, the price, and two, I'm sitting in the basement right now. I can't sit down here a ton. I think that there might be some mold. In fact, you might even be able to hear it in the background. We have is it a dehumidifier running? And I have to empty that thing like twice a day because it's full of water. So that's the only thing I don't love about this place. Otherwise, I would stay here forever and ever. But we're just finding that what we can get for our money and the quality of living in the Chicagoland area doesn't make sense. But with that, we would both need to be working full-time remote. So we just have to see what we can do in the next year and see if we can move at some place where A, we're paying less money, and B, we're living somewhere where we have better quality of life, meaning we are heading into the season of winter here, which lasts all effing year. So yeah, just like some things we're looking into, and how we can start trying to cut some of this back so we can start paying off this debt so that we're not spending 30% of our income on debt. So debt and housing, literally just rent and debt, is more than half of our budget. So moving on though, as you can see, we were about $27 over budget for both fixed expenses and debt here. So moving on into variable expenses, we were way over budget on groceries. I knew that would happen. I was being optimistic with this budget. We have never spent less than $700 a month on groceries, which is unfortunate. So it was about $714.70 that we spent on groceries this month. But we just did a really big haul last night, which is a big reason that we're so over budget. But that should last us for a while because I will be on a trip, so I won't need any of those groceries. Those will be all done. I had budgeted $0 for restaurant. We did spend some money. We ended up getting Qdoba on the way to Wisconsin one day. What is this? Ben had to get a bar, like a Quest bar one day at work because he forgot to bring his lunch. He had it all set and ready to go and he forgot to grab it. And then we got cupcakes with my sister and we had lunch with my sister when she visited. Overall though, that's probably the least that I've spent on restaurants and coffee shops. And if we wouldn't have had that extra money come in, we would not have spent any of this money. But because we knew we had just a tiny bit of a cushion, should we have been really careful and used that for October? Yes, but we didn't. I'm not gonna make an excuse, we didn't. The next one, I spent a little bit over on my medications and supplements, but that is actually untrue. I spent a lot over that budget, but I ended up having to put it someplace else. Household, we were over by $35. We went to Target a couple of times. This will actually be probably about $20 more, so we will actually have gone up to $70 because I do have to go get some things from Target today. We were over $23 on Ben's personal budget. That is his fantasy football stuff, which we talked about in my last video, and then his haircut. Next, which I pulled out for next month, I don't think that his haircut should have to come out of his personal spending until we are making a lot more money and can really amp up that personal spending, because that kind of sucks that like his entire personal spending goes to a haircut when as a guy he has to get a haircut every month, at least. So moving on, therapy, we spent $10 under, and that is only because our couples therapist was out on vacation yesterday, so we did not have our normal session with her. $7.11 on doctor that I wasn't anticipating. That was just a little bit of blood work payment that I had in August that came to me this month. And then we were way under on utilities, which was great. They will be a little bit higher moving forward, but this month they were pretty good. $16.97 for gas, $69.37 for ComEd, which is like electric, and which I think is like double this next month, and then water, which was $29.49. Was not anticipating the water bill. I was under the impression that our $50 deposit was like the money was to be taken out of that, which I was wrong, so that kind of sucked. But we did save $134 this month on utilities, which is great. For train and parking, we saved about $40 there. The only thing that might happen, I don't know, Ben might have to buy a train ticket on Monday. No, he won't have to. So our train tickets will go into October. So with that, train and parking, we spent $90.75. He only got one train ticket. He did have to up his CTA ticket, which is the L system, the elevated train in Chicago. And then he had three times that he parked. Most of the time I just brought him there because I was working from home. Tolls and gas, we spent under budget this month, and that was with a trip to Wisconsin, so that's great. We were just under at $19.53 that we were under, which is great. Ben found a new route to work that doesn't take as many tolls, so our tolls only upped once, and gas, knock on wood, wasn't awful here. I think the most I paid for gas was $3 a gallon, but otherwise it was usually around like $2.70. So that's really good. We do also have a really good car, and his car that we have two cars. His car is parked most of the time, and we won't have to put much gas in it. And then miscellaneous buffer is up. We spent $81 there. That is, I was supposed to go to an event with a friend of mine, and she paid for my ticket, which was sweet of her, but then I ended up being very sick that day and I couldn't go, so I paid her back for that ticket because I thought it was unfair that she paid for my ticket and then I didn't go. And then I got my new license. So I'm in the midst of changing my name, which takes forever. I am using something called Hitch Switch, which has been amazing. I have a 10% discount code that I'll leave down below. I will do a video about it eventually, but I'm still in the middle of it. But they sent me like all the paperwork, everything I would need to change my name in all the places. Highly recommend it. So, but anyway, I had to pay for my new license, which was only $6. The event was $75, which is why that's so high. Moving on to sinking funds, as you can see, we didn't really put anything into sinking funds besides Cora's food. We did end up buying her $61.88 worth of food, and then I put the rest, the $8.12, in her sinking fund, just because, I mean, there's only $48 in there, but like if she were to ever get sick, knock on wood or anything like that. We have about $1,400 in our emergency fund, which is great. That is from our wedding, so anybody that gave us money at our wedding, we truly appreciate it. We used some of it for our honeymoon, and then the rest was for our emergency fund, which I did a video on our honeymoon and how we were able to keep it budget friendly. Next is travel for Pays to Be Brave. I did have to spend money, which I was not budgeted for, but I bought a travel pillow, an eye mask, and belly button rings. So yes, I'm 31 and still have my belly button pierced. I just, like, for some reason can't let it go. I've had it done since I was 16. It's just who I am now. And my belly button ring has been like rusting for the longest time, like so gross, TMI. But I got a new one because the little stone actually fell out of it. So now I have 4 new belly button rings for a total of $9 that I spent on Amazon, so that was great. But so that's just lumped into there. I wasn't gonna like split it out. It's not that big of a deal. So with that, we spent a total of $1,661.66, which is $206.66. A lot of sixes. You can take that as good luck or not, whatever you want. I'm going to take it as good luck. Plus 23 is my favorite number, so that's cool. So we were about $206 over budget in that area as well. With that, We were just over $200 over what we had budgeted for this month, but because we had that additional income come in, plus rollover from August, we have $348.27. So I'm going to guess that I'm going to roll over about, I'll just say $300, but hopefully it's a little bit more. Like I said, I have a Target trip, and I am realizing that I went to Target once more, and I do have a red card that I use for that because I get 5% off. So I just use that because it's easier. So I will have to pay that off, but I think it's at like 20 bucks. So I'm guessing it'll be about $325 that I will be able to push over to October, which is great because we need every penny we can get. If you saw my October budget, which I will link down below, otherwise you can always find it in our little budget, like financial, what the heck is that called, thing, so on our channel. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed going through my budget with me. Like I said, in my October budget, I'm actually going to start doing budgeting by hand, but it probably won't be until November. So I purchased the pre-release, or the like pre-order, whatever, of the Budget Moms budget workbook, and they don't even ship that out until like mid-October, so I probably won't get it till the end of October. So I'm guessing my first budget in that will be in November, or December. I have no idea, we'll see. But either way, which, ew, oh my gosh, that's crazy to think about, that there's only a few more months left in the year. Whenever I get that, I'm planning to do videos on here, so if you're interested in that, let me know down below. I'm probably still gonna do them even if you're not interested. If you guys end up hating the videos, I won't put them up, but I thought it'd be a different change of pace than just going through my budget here all the time. Just looking at it in a different way, I think will be fun. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go upstairs because I'm getting a headache sitting down here, so there's definitely something down here that I don't agree with. I'm gonna drink my coffee, which, as you can see, I drank just one little sip of it, and get along with my day and get prepped for California. I'm going to California on Tuesday. If you're still listening to this video now, make sure you're following me on Instagram. It's just Jessie Fritz, and I will be going to California via Amtrak train with my mom, and we leave on Tuesday. So I'm really excited. I'm going to a conference, I'm seeing my best friend, going on a trip with my mom, which I've never done. So we're gonna have a great time, and make sure you follow along over there so that you can see my like daily train snaps and stuff on Instagram stories. And then if I remember to film, I will for sure put up a California vlog, but we'll see if I remember to film. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching.